Hello everybody and welcome back to my garage Zero to Hero. Alright, so it's Friday morning and yeah, we just pulled the old Impala out a bit and give it a little bit of a rinse because it was gathering a bit of dust over the past few days. So yeah, we are just going to hop inside and we're going to head over to our shop because we've got a couple of things that needs to happen today. So yeah, let's hit the road and I'll meet you guys back over at the shop. Alright, so we are here at our shop, and yes, first call of the day would be just to switch on the light over here. Alright, so yeah, today we have got quite a couple of things that I would like to get done. So first of all, we've got the interior for the Chevelle. It's right over here on the back of our Ram truck once again. I actually found this is quite a nice space to actually put a couple of things down on, so yeah, it kind of works for us. So yeah, hopefully we're going to be able to get this car put back together once and for all. And then, yeah, the plans for this car will be probably to send it over to auction. So you guys can definitely keep an eye out for that. So once that vehicle goes up on auction, yeah, I'll just tell you guys about it in the Discord server. If you have not yet joined the Discord server, there is a link down in the description of the video. And also at the end of the video, there will be a link you can click to get into the Discord. But yes, the vehicle that we need to prioritize for today would be TC's 1968 Dodge Charger. So as you can see, we've got a lot of engine parts on the table over here. They are, yeah, packed quite nicely. So we're going to try and build this engine first of all and try and put it all together. And then hopefully we're going to be able to get this thing up and running today. So I did go ahead and, yeah, send the hoses in for the special elegant marble touch as well as all of the brake hoses. So if we just lean down here, you can pretty much see the brake hose over there is also covered in the same color. So that is also a small little detail that we decided to add to this car. Alright, so with any further delays, we are going to jump in and start working on this engine. So we've got, yeah, basically everything we need, hopefully. So we're going to start with our crankshaft and we're just going to bolt it all down. And just make sure everything is nice and tight because, yeah, this is very important. So let's start with the pistons. So there are 6 of them. So we're just going to, well, 8 of them actually. Yeah, this isn't a V6 or an inline 6. So yeah, recently we've been doing a lot of inline 6 engines. So I think a V8 engine is a bit of a change of scenery. So we are just going to get all of these pistons in. So these are in fact high performance pistons. So I figured out that we are going to generate roughly about 400 to 500 horsepower in this engine with the modifications we are doing. So it's not going to be crazy, but it'll hopefully be enough for TC. And yeah, that's going to hopefully, yeah, give him a nice little cruiser, which isn't going to be too powerful because that's the last thing you want, is to have a car that's uncontrollable. So yeah, we've got our last piston over here. And then we can get our oil pan on. Right, so let's just bolt that down as well. I'm going to grab the oil pan. And this is also just going to be bolted down, 5 bolts on each side. And let's just hunker down a bit. We're going to get these bolted up as well. Alright, and just like that, did we get this one? Yeah, it looks like it. Alright, perfect. So now let's maybe check if we should maybe fit all of these small bits and pieces first, like the oil filter. This is usually something that I forget. All right, so we're just going to pop that on today. And now we can probably start with our cylinder heads. So let's get those fitted. All right, so we're going to mount our head gaskets. All right, where did I put the other one? There it is. All right. Alright, so head gaskets are on. Now we can get our performance cylinder heads installed as well. Alright, so let's just be sure to bolt everything down. Just turn it over a bit. Alright, so that is perfect. So over to the next side. So yeah, all of these parts are very nicely painted and covered in this elegant marble along with the ruby red. So yeah, I'm quite confident this is going to definitely be a good looking engine in our already beautiful engine bay. So yeah, that is my hopes. And we've got our rockers here, also performance or HP rockers as they would say. We're just going to bolt them all down. And we'll just spin the engine over a bit. So let's get this one installed as well. All right, and let's bolt that down. All right, perfect. So now we can probably also get our valve covers installed. I think this one is for this side. All right, so let's get down over here. All right, and let's just spin it upwards a bit and just bolt it down like that as well. All right, and we're gonna just tilt it this way for the opposite side valve cover. All right, so yeah, I definitely like the finish on these rocker covers. They are, yeah, basically the ruby red, but they've got these chrome inserts, which are actually also, I think, colored. No, they aren't colored. They are just plain chrome. But yeah, that is also very good. All right, so next up we can get our intake manifold here. All right, so just got to be sure all of these bolts are bolted down nicely. All right, so let's go down here. We've got a couple of them over here as well. And there's also this one bolt there we shouldn't forget. All right, let's see. We've got some more down here. All right, I think that's all of them. It looks good. All right, perfect. So now, yeah, let's start with our camshaft. First of all, we're going to get this installed. All right, then we're going to need, yeah, let's just keep the wrench for now. We're going to bolt down the camshaft sprocket over there. And we'll just grab this and slide that over. All right, and then we're going to grab the timing chain next. All right, so this should pop on just like that. And then we've got our timing cover. All right, so just pop that onto there, and we're going to bolt it down on each side. Nice and easy. That is looking very good. All right, so let's grab our water pump. So I think let's finish up here on the front. We've got a couple of things that needs to go on in the front. All right, so the water pump has got 5 bolts once again. All right, and let's just come around to this side. All right, so that should be all of them. All right, so yeah, there's one thing that I'm actually missing here that I see I don't have yet. That is the cooling fan. So my goodness, how did I forget the cooling fan? All right, anyway, not a big problem. We will get that sorted out. I think, yeah, we should probably just check with the shop owner. Maybe he has it laying around, because I did tell him to give me all of the parts. So yeah, I think everything should be ready. I just don't know what happened with the cooling fan. Maybe it got a little bit lost in translation, but we'll see. All right, let's get our clutch plate assembled. All right, and there's another bolt down there. Let's just check around here. I think we've got them all. Yeah, that looks good. So that is clutch parts all installed. So that is looking very good, yes. All right, the alternator. All right, let's just bolt the alternator down. Perfect. So let's grab our harmonic balancer here. Just put that on over there. And let's also just put on the pulley. All right, that is looking very decent. So let's do the small parts over here. We've got our fuel line, well, fuel pump rather. All right, and we're just gonna bolt it down over there. Perfect. And now we can do our ignition coil. Let's just put it over there. Going to bolt it down. And let's grab the distributor. All right, and this has got a bolt over there. Perfect. All right, so now we can grab the alternator belt, and we'll just pop this into position like that. And then, yeah, I think let's do our headers, because this is the important part. These are the twin turbochargers that I actually had from Uncle Richard's car, or Richard's car. All right, so just going to bolt these down. All right, and over on this side as well. Perfect. And let's spin it around a bit. Let's just make sure those bolts are nice and tight. They seem to be good. All right, let's grab the other one. All right, and we'll just make sure to bolt that all down. All right, perfect. So now the last thing to do is basically the spark plugs. So I think what we're going to have to do is maybe just do one side at a time, because they are a little bit tricky to get to now with everything installed. I should have actually done this before I did the headers, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab them one by one and pop them in over here. Alright. Alright, so all of these spark plugs are in, so let's quickly just bolt them all down. And we're just going to spin it around to this side, and let's grab the other spark plugs. Alright, and we've got all of the spark plugs in, so we're just going to zip them down just like that, and that can go back in the toolbox. And last but not least, we're just going to grab our spark wires. So yeah, what I've done is I actually paused the video a bit, or the recording, and I actually phoned ahead over to little Lewis while I was putting the spark plugs in. And yeah, he's going to get the fan ready for us. So I paid him a little bit of extra money for that as well. So the beauty of technology, now that we've got a PC in our office, was able to quickly send him a little bit of money. So that has been sorted out. So yeah, we've got our engine installed. Now my plan is I'm going to try and drive this car without the cooling fan just over to little Lewis's store, and we'll just get that installed quickly. And then this car will be ready to be taken over to TC's house. Let's just bolt up the alternator as well. Alright, so now we're going to grab the fuel line. Very important part of the operation. And we're just going to see if we can zip it down over there. That is looking very good. Alright, and then we've got our battery. Last but not least, let's just bolt this down. Right over there and right over there. Alright, so that is basically everything installed. Now we just need to top up all of the fluids. We've got our coolant over here, and we also have got the oil. So I'm going to be a little bit fancy this time around, and I'm going to use the funnel that we've got over here. I'm just going to pop this onto the radiator over here, just like this. There it is. Alright. And let's see if this makes the pouring of the coolant a little bit easier. And there it goes. Alright, so let me sort this out quickly, and I'll bring you guys back up to speed once we are ready to fire this thing up quickly. Alright, and we are done with all of the oil. So we've got our oil and coolant also into the engine at least. So it should be safe to fire this thing up. But obviously before we do that, we are going to have to probably mount the exhausts. Let's just grab the wrench over here. Alright, so let's see, this one is for the right hand side, or the passenger side. So let's line it up over here. Alright, and let's bolt it down over there. And we're going to grab the opposite side one, the driver side exhaust, and just bolt it down over there. That is looking very good. Alright, now I think they had to obviously drain all of the gas from the tank when they did the whole paint work and everything on the gas tank. So I've got 2 jerry cans here full of gasoline. We're just going to grab them both and chuck them in, so that at least we've got 50 liters of gasoline in this car. I don't want to go and drop the car off with an empty fuel tank. Alright, so that is the first one down. Alright, let's just drop this over there. And we'll just close the cap. Let's quickly grab the second one. Just going to pour some gas in here as well. Alright, and there we go. That's the second canister going in. So this should give us about 50 liters of gas, and that should be enough to get this car at least over to TC's, and yeah, obviously for him to drive it around a bit before having to visit the gas station. Alright, so now this is going to be the moment of truth. Will this beautiful engine fire up, and is it going to run smoothly? And there we go, just like that. It actually fired up very easily. And let's just have another look at this beautiful engine. Yeah, that actually looks very good. It's just a pity they couldn't color code those pieces on the engine that's actually white. But yeah, I think that actually it turned out quite well with everything that they were able to do. And yeah, you can hear there's quite a bit of horsepower under this engine. I don't know how much horsepower exactly, but I've got a pretty good idea that it would be around 400 to 500. So yeah, there's not a lot of black smoke coming out the back yet, so yeah, that's a good sign. Alright, well, I think what we're going to do before this thing decides to overheat without a cooling fan, we are going to just jump in. We're going to take it over to Little Lewis's store, and I mustn't forget to just actually grab a wrench. So we'll just turn it off. Alright, and I think we can just pop the trunk. We'll grab our backup wrench here, and I'm just going to drop it in the trunk for now. Alright, and let's close up the garage here, and then we're going to head over to Little Lewis's and see if we can get that cooling fan and get it installed. And then we can probably go and drop this thing off over at TC's. Alright, let me just adjust the seat a bit over here. Alright, there we go. Alright, so let's fire it up once again and head over to Little Lewis's store to get that cooling fan. Alright, so we are here at Little Lewis's, and I've got the cooling fan here, so we're just gonna see if we can pop it on here in front and just get it bolted down just like that. That is perfect. Now at least this car won't overheat, but I must say this car actually drives very well. It drives just as good as it looks, so I think that's a definite win for us. So yeah, now we are finally going to say goodbye to this beautiful 1968 Dodge Charger, and it's got definitely a lot of unique features and characteristics to it. So let's hop into this thing one last time and take it over back to TC's, and yeah, we'll probably grab our Chevy Impala back to our shop, and then we're going to continue with some more work because we've got to still install the interior in the 70 Chevelle. And we also got to do a little bit of work to Maverick's pickup truck. So my plan is for that, we're going to strip the suspension. But yes, let's see what else we can get done today. And let's just not get into an accident here. Alright, and let's be off. Alright, and we made it over to TC's house with this beautiful machine. So I'm not too sure if he's going to actually keep the car around here, because this dirt road is going to make the car dirty, obviously, quite a bit. So let's just remember to grab our wrench. I think I can actually just put it in the backpack for now. But yes, here we are. So I'm just gonna go and knock on the door and yeah, show TC his brand new Dodge Charger, and I really hope he's gonna like it. And then I'll probably get the keys for the Impala back there, and then we'll just head back to the shop. So let's quickly come and knock on his door. Alright, there we go. So TC is a very happy customer, and his car is looking a lot different than it did when we first got it. So yeah, he was very happy with everything, and I think yeah, he's going to enjoy this car for quite some time before he runs into any trouble with it. So I just really hope he's going to be able to get this thing cleaned up again, because this dirt road is going to definitely not be a good thing for this beautiful car. So maybe he's got a different place somewhere else he's going to keep it. Maybe over at a museum or something of his. But yeah, we'll probably see this car again sometime and maybe ask him for some pictures now and then. But yes, right now we've got the keys to our 67 Impala back. So yeah, TC said the car was doing very well. He didn't have any trouble for the time he was using it. And yeah, he was actually very impressed with the little inline 6 engine in this thing. So let's get our machine fired up over here, and we're gonna head back to our shop because the day is still young and we've got quite a lot of stuff to continue with. So let's head back to the shop and get busy once again. Alright, so we are finally back at the shop with our 1967 Chevy Impala parked right next to the 69 Impala back there. So yeah, this car is definitely going to need a bit of a clean, because it's been used on the dirt road. As you can see, it's quite a bit filthy, but I'll maybe sort this out over the weekend. Maybe even take it to a proper car wash so that they can even valet the whole thing. But yes, our little inline 6 engine is running great. It's actually got quite a bit of power with the couple of things that I did to it. But yeah, we are definitely gonna be able to send this car over to our next customer then, if ever we need to supply them with a courtesy vehicle. But yes, right now I think what we're going to do is we're going to open the garage again, and we're going to grab our toolbox over here first of all, because we need to install some interior bits in the 70 Chevelle. So I think what we're going to start with is probably the headliner. So let's just get the door open on this side as well. Alright, and we're going to need our screwdriver for the sun visors as well as for the rear view mirror that's going to secure this thing. Alright, so let's just make sure we put that into position. So that is looking very good. Alright, then we're going to need the rear view mirror obviously. And we'll just get that into position somewhere there. Alright, and just screw it down so that secures the headliner. Alright, then we've got our sun visors. So these will obviously also need the screwdriver. So we'll just screw it down there. We can just close it up. Alright, let's grab the other one. Right over there. Alright, and no, this isn't the sun visor. This is actually the glove box that we needed. Right, so let's just install that while we had it. Right, so there's the other sun visor. Right, perfect. And let's just lean in and we're gonna just screw this down as well. Perfect. And then, yeah, last but not least, we're just gonna grab this stereo. So I've got a little bit of a stereo as well for this car, just to complete the whole installation and make everything look a little bit more complete. Alright, so there we go. That actually fits quite well. I know it's actually the wrong stereo. That is from the Mercedes actually, but it works in every single car. So yeah, if not, why not? Alright, so next up, we've got some new window lifters. So let's get these installed first of all. And then we will also mount the new windows, because we've got new glass as well for both sides, because they were actually missing. Alright, so there's the left one. So let's put that on and just see if we can get this bolted down. Alright, so right over there and over there. So that is looking very good. Alright, so next up we're just going to grab the opposite side one as well. Just going to get it into position there. And let's bolt it down once again. And let's grab our window. Let's pop it onto there. And yeah, we're going to have to get a bit creative with these bolts. They are a little bit hard to get to. But we should be able to actually do it from the top here. Let me just see. Yeah, there we go. That's the one. And that's the other. Alright, very good. Alright, so I think let's start with the door panels and everything before we do the seat. So that is our passenger side door. And yeah, I think the green on green was a very good idea. So we are just going to grab the rear one as well for this side. Just pop that into there. And bolt it down. Perfect. Alright, let's grab the opposite side one over there. Alright, let's just bolt that into place. And the next one, rear left. Alright, we can actually just take it around here. And there's the bolt for that one. So that is looking very decent. And let's grab the back seat. Alright, back seat should go in nice and easy without any issues. We've got a bolt on this side, and we're probably going to have to go around this side for the other bolt. Alright, and that one. And now we can probably also remove this temporary seat that we've got in here. And we'll probably send this off to Steve's pawn shop because we don't need it anymore. We still have the other one inside as well in the garage. Alright, so that is the driver's seat. So let's grab our new green driver's seat. We're just going to put that in. And let's bolt it down. Alright, perfect. And the last bolt over there. And I think while we are here, let's maybe just take the old gear stick out as well. Alright, so this can also go over to Steve's pawn shop. Yeah, it's not terrible, but it's definitely due for replacement. Let's grab the new gear stick first of all. Alright, there it is. And this is a dark pistol grip shifter. I think it's gonna suit the interior style we are going with a bit better. Alright, and then last but not least, our passenger seat. So let's grab this. And we're just gonna pop it into here. And let's just bolt it down everywhere. And there we go. So that is our 1970s Chevelle finally put back together. And yeah, this car was actually missing quite a bit of parts when we got it, but we got it sorted out in the end. And I think we did quite a good job on this car, considering everything that we had to do with this thing and all the parts we needed to source. And I think it actually turned out quite well. I definitely do like the wheels on here, and unfortunately at the time of recording this I didn't get any comments with regards to the wheels, so we're just gonna keep these on the car and we're gonna sell it with these wheels. So I think that is yeah, basically it for this car. I might actually just get the windows tinted as well, just to give it a little bit more character. Actually, I don't know if we've got some window tint laying around in the shop. I'm not too sure. We've got a roll of window tint there, and we've got some tint over here. That's a little bit darker tint. So I don't know if we've got enough tint. I think this might actually just do one window. So let's quickly have a look at it. We might do the back window in the darker tint. Alright, so that was enough for one window. Alright, and I don't know if that one over there is going to have enough for the rest. Alright, let's check it out quickly, because this is the same type of tint. Otherwise we might have to scrape it all off and just get some brand new roll of window tint for this. Oh, there we go. Alright, so that is looking very decent. So we've got all the windows on the sides tinted the same. And then we can probably grab the darker tint there and just do the rear window in this. And yeah, I don't think there's anything up there. Alright, so very well. Let's use this, what we've got, and just hope it's going to look decent. Alright, so there we go. That is the rear glass tinted. We're not going to do the windscreen, obvious, because you're not going to be able to see through the windscreen if we do decide to tint it. But I think that looks good. We've got the darker tint now at the back, and then the sides are a little bit lighter. So yeah, I think this car is now done, and we are definitely going to get a little bit of money for this, hopefully. Might have to go and get some license plates made for this thing, because it's only got the one at the back. So we'll probably get a new set of license plates or re-registration for this car. But yes, that is going to go over to the auction, so keep your eyes open for that auction over on our Discord. Alright, so next up we are going to tackle the suspension on Maverick's truck here, because yeah, as you guys know, this thing is leaning a little bit over to the left if we put it down on the ground. So there's definitely some work to be done to the suspension on this thing. And I already have got a set of wheels in mind for this truck that we're going to be installing. So we are not going to be reusing these wheels and the tires that he supplied. So we are going to do a little bit of extra for this truck and just make sure everything is nice and perfect. Because obviously he's going to use this truck for work, and it needs to be reliable and also better looking than what it currently is. Alright, so we're just going to continue taking things off here. Alright, so that's the brake disc. Yeah, everything on this truck I think is probably going to be quite badly worn, if not broken, because that hub is actually looking a little bit sad. Alright, we've got a steering knuckle. I don't know if that's going to come off before we take the actual tie rod off, so let's just undo the whole tie rod. And I think that should actually free up this... there it is. Alright, the hub carrier. Strangely enough, the hub carrier doesn't look too bad, but the half axles are definitely shot. Alright, let's see. We've got our shock absorber on the side. It looks good, but yeah, it's not really to say it's still fresh. But this one is not too bad. Alright, and let's undo the leaf spring. Alright, I think the bolt is over that side, and this one should be over on this side. Alright, so yes, this is the culprit why the truck is leaning way over to the left. So we'll get a set of new leaf springs, but I think I mentioned in the previous episodes somewhere that we are going to be jacking this thing up. We're going to be lifting it and just giving him some big meaty off-road tires, and that's going to give this truck a whole new look. Alright, so we're going to start with this wheel. Alright, and good thing we are replacing these wheels, because these wheels look a little bit sad on this truck. Alright, let's get our caliper off over here. See how the caliper is doing. Come on, there we go. Right, caliper isn't too bad, but might as well just replace it anyway. Right, so we're going to need the screwdriver for that brake disc. So let's grab this. Alright, that is looking a bit thin. And the brake hub. Oh, come on. There we go. Brake hub also shot on this side. Alright, why am I struggling to move this thing? Alright, there we go. Alright, and then hub carrier should probably come off as well. This one is a bit rusty, so we'll get a new hub carrier for this side. And yeah, there goes the half axle, which is clearly on its way out as well. And let's get this bent shock absorber removed, if it's going to allow us to take it off. Otherwise, it's just going to have to chill there for now. Alright, and there it goes. Alright, so there's the busted shock absorber. And there's our whole rear axle out. Okay, so yeah, I actually wanted to still undo the leaf spring first. But yeah, obviously that was a little bit of a step in the wrong direction, but that's okay. Alright, so that leaf spring is also quite shot. So we're going to get a new set of leaf springs for the front. And while we are down here, we are also going to see if we can remove this steering box. We shouldn't loosen that bolt just yet. Right, but the steering box actually seems to be good. So we might just go ahead and put that back. And there's nothing over on this side related to suspension. So that is everything. Alright, so let's get this drive shaft removed. Alright, so there's the drive shaft. Yeah, definitely going to need a replacement. How's the axle itself doing? Alright, would you look at that? This axle actually seems to be brand new. So that is good. We can actually reuse this then. Alright, so yeah, that's a first. I think maybe the axle was replaced. Alright, so over to the rear suspension. And I think what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to start with the leaf springs. So let's get the leaf spring loosened up here. Alright, and that one, and way up there. Right, so this leaf spring is clearly toast, so we're going to replace the leaf spring as well. Well, obviously we're going to replace everything on the suspension that is bad. Alright, and especially the leaf springs, seeing as we're going to be lifting this truck up. Alright, this hub has got a screw in for the brake drum, which is non-existent, so we're just going to go ahead and remove the whole hub itself. Alright, so there's the one rear hub, quite bad and rusty, so that needs to be swapped. We're going to need the pry tool for those brake shoes. So let's just pop them off. Alright, that one is clearly gone. And this one is, yeah, not very far behind. Alright, so now let's get our shock absorber removed on this side. And I just noticed the main brake line is also in a terrible state, so I'll have to take that off as well. So let's just unbolt these brake hoses right over there as well. Right, and then to get the main brake line off, we need to just undo it from the master cylinder over there. Right, so there we go with that. Alright, so we are definitely making progress, and I just want to lift it up a little bit more, and now we can continue working under here. So we've got to take this drive shaft off as well at the back. The one that goes to the transmission, we might have to check that as well, because I didn't do that. Alright, and there and over there. Alright, so that is loose. Alright, this drive shaft is actually not bad, so we can still reuse that as well. Alright, let's check our brake hose here, because this is going to have to come off of the axle anyway. Yeah, I'd rather replace that. It's not bad, but we'll just get a new one. I think we'll get all of the brakes new probably by the looks of it, because, yeah, you know me by now. I like to have my brake parts all in good condition. And also you only do it, yeah, every now and then when you are under this vehicle, so you might as well sort that out the proper way. Alright, and I still wanted to undo the handbrake cable on this side, but it's a little bit hard to see where the bolt is now with the wheel installed, so let's just get this off. Alright, so there's the wheel. And let me just see if I can find the bolt for the handbrake cable. Alright, it's a little bit hard to find the handbrake cable bolt on that side, so let's just quickly remove that brake disc, or the whole brake drum actually. And now I'm just looking for my screwdriver. It's supposed to be here somewhere. I think it's over there. Alright, so let's come and loosen that screw on the brake drum. And yeah, it's going to probably be a little bit hard to get off. There we go. Alright, so this brake drum is still good, so we'll definitely check all the parts before we just go and order new ones. I wanted to get the pry tool actually, so let's get these brake shoes off as well. Alright, that one doesn't look too bad, but we'll probably have to buy a new set of brake pads, because, well, brake shoes for that matter. So yeah, let's just remove everything that we can get access to here. Alright, so the rear hub on this side is also bad, so we'll get a new hub for that side. And now we're just going to undo the leaf spring here, and hopefully the whole axle will come out. Just like that, so we can inspect this a bit better. Alright, so the rear axle is now here, and now I want to see if I can find the bolt to that handbrake cable. It's all the way in there. Alright, so the handbrake cable itself looks decent. That's definitely reusable. And let's also check our differential here. Alright, let's just spin it around for the last one. And let's see what this is all about. Alright, so that is a 3.8 locked differential. It's still very decent, but the axle itself needs to be replaced. So yeah, that is a bad part in my opinion. So we'll get a new axle. And last but not least, down here we are going to remove this leaf spring. And there's the bolt. Okay. Yeah, that's a good thing. We are going to be swapping all of the leaf springs, because that one is also quite bad. Alright, I think while we are under here, let's see this gasoline tank. I think it's got some bolts. Probably these two. Yeah, that is for the gas tank straps. Let's just drop this down. And we've got a little bit of gas in this thing still, so we'll just put it here, because, or maybe not put it in the sun. Let's just put it here on the table rather. It's going to be safer. So we want to definitely replace this tank. It's not bad, but yeah, as you guys know, I'll just rather replace it, and then we know it's safe. The exhaust we already replaced on this thing, so yeah, all that's left for us to do on this thing would be to check maybe the drive shaft and also the transfer case. That's the word I was looking for. Alright, so let's see if we can get to those bolts over there. They are a bit far, and it's very hard to get in under this thing. Alright, is that still... yeah, that's probably still attached to the gearbox over here. Let's just see if we can get in under here. Alright, so there's the drive shaft. Drive shaft is good. Whoops, let me just not throw this thing the wrong way. Okay, there we go. Alright, and this transfer case, we're going to be able to get it over there. And over on this side, should be a bolt right over there. And let's see how this is doing. Yeah, we're going to have to replace that too. Alright, and then the transmission, we already swapped the transmission, so that is good. Alright, so I think that is quite a bit of work we did. So what I wanted to tackle next was the bodywork. But yeah, there's obviously going to be some sandblasting involved, and we've got a couple of bags of sand. So let me maybe go and grab the sandblaster. And wait a second, that is once again the cell phone ringing. I just gotta dig in here to find the phone. Alright, let's see who this is. Alright, so I just got a phone call from Spartan. So yeah, there was a little bit of a conversation, but it was a very quick one. So apparently he is ready for us. We need to go and pick up his 1955 Chevy two-door. But the car actually doesn't have any wheels or tires installed at the moment. I think it's a car he actually got from Hugo. So we need to take some old wheels with just to roll it up onto our Ram truck. So I'm just going to quickly load these old wheels. And then we're going to head over to Spartan's shop and see if we can manage to put the wheels on and get that car loaded up onto our Ram truck here. Because, yeah, we obviously need to work on the vehicle for him and do a couple of things. Apparently not a lot because he's going to be building the engine himself. I don't know if he's going to get it sorted out, yeah, very soon. But we'll definitely do the work we need to do to the car for him, which is going to mostly entail suspension work once again. Because as you guys know, like we did with the rat rod, Spartan doesn't want any work done to the body of the vehicle. He wants it to look like kind of a beater, but also a very fast, yeah, sleeper type of vehicle. So yeah, we're gonna just see what we can do about it and how we're gonna go about doing it, obviously. So yeah, we did close up the shop now, didn't we? Let's just see. Yeah, the door is closed. All right, so let's hop into our Ram truck here, and we are gonna fire it up and head over to Spartan shop and see what this Chevy is all about. Alright, so we are over here at Spartan's, and he told me that the shop is unlocked and everything should be good to just come inside and work on the car, what we need to do to it. So yeah, we need to try and mount some wheels on this thing. So I did bring my own wrench, but I think Spartan may have a wrench that we could have used, but yeah, it's just better to be safe than sorry. So yeah, I see you already took the engine out, so this car is in fact a non-runner. It's definitely gonna have to, yeah, there's gonna be a little bit of work we have to take care of on this thing. But yes, let's first of all see if we can at least get some wheels on these corners. Because without the wheels, this thing isn't gonna be easy to move. So I don't know how he got it over here in the first place. Maybe he had it towed by somebody else. I don't know. Alright, so let's see if these wheels are going to work. They might actually do the trick. Alright, let's go and grab the other ones. And just get this thing up on some temporary wheels. Because we're going to be doing a little bit of a custom work to this thing, apparently. But I think we'll discuss the work we're going to do on this car a little bit later next week sometime. Because, yeah, we still need to finish Maverick's truck. So let's maybe see if we can get this thing lowered down on this side. And hopefully these wheels have got some air in them. I believe they should have. Alright, let's just grab the jack. Okay, and yeah, it's a bit tight on this side. Alright, and this exhaust is a bit in the way as well. So let's just chuck that over there. Alright, yeah, it's a bit of a tight squeeze here, but we're going to try and do this without any issues. Alright, yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna manage to get this car out from here, but we'll just make a plan, I guess. Alright, let's bring the last wheel as well. Alright, so yeah, there we go. Let's quickly see if we can just hop over the jack here and put that on there. And let's grab the wrench and we'll just go in once and for all and bolt them down. Alright, so that one is bolted down. Let's just miss our jack over there. And let's just bolt this one down as well. And then we can lower this thing. Alright, so I think that is looking good. We've got some wheels on this thing. Let's just get our jack out from here. Alright, and we'll just pop the jack inside the cab because obviously we don't have a lot of space at the back. Alright, let's just put it there. And close the door, and then we have to get our ramps down. Alright, so we're going to try and do this without too much of a struggle. I'm going to have to try and see if we can push this thing maybe a little bit to the side where the gate is. Alright, I'm going to try and shove it over. Yeah, she's a heavy girl. Alright, Come on, just a bit more. There we go. All right, and then we squeeze in the front here. Whoops, I nearly kicked these boxes. And now the question is, are we going to be able to hook this thing up? Is there going to be space for this thing to hook up? Yeah, that is a bit of a concern. Doesn't look like we've got space for this to hook onto. This might be a bit of a problem. Alright, do we have space in the front? Alright, so yeah, we're going to have to try and flip this thing around. So yeah, that's going to be a little bit more labor intensive, but we're going to have to do it. Alright, so the car has been spun around, and now we just need to see if we can actually hook it up onto this radiator support here. Yeah, it looks like this hook is a little bit finicky. Yeah, it might actually not do the trick for us. Alright, so well, we're going to have to improvise with this then, and just try and push it up with the handbrake sort of on. Alright, so I did manage to get it on, but I had to pull the truck a bit forward because it was a little bit hard to push this thing up onto the ramp truck, but we've got it on finally. So we are blocking the traffic a bit, but that's okay. I just want to quickly close up the door, and then we're going to head back to our shop and yeah, see where we're going to offload this 1955 Chevy. Alright, hop inside, and there we go. Alright, let's get it fired up and back to our shop. Alright, so we are back at the shop with Spartan's 1955 two-door Chevy, and we're just going to lower the ramps here, and I think if I just loosen the handbrake, this thing should actually roll back on its own. So let's give it a little bit of a shunt over here. Alright, and there she goes. Alright, we're going to have to probably run and catch it so it doesn't go into the wall. There we go, and stop right there. Alright, so that was a bit stressful, but we finally got it here back to the shop. And yeah, now we can probably find a space for it. We'll probably put it where the 70 Chevelle is for now, because that car is going to head over to the auction. So yeah, but I think that is quite a lot of stuff that happened this episode, and it's been a very productive day as well. We've got the suspension stripped off of the truck. We've got the 67 Impala back at the shop, so that needs a bit of a clean. And also we've got our Chevelle done, and yeah, we've got a new project vehicle that we're going to start working on next week. So I think this one is just going to have to sit around for the weekend, because yeah, I'm going to take it a little bit easy this weekend. And we are just going to order all the suspension parts we need for this truck, and hopefully by Monday we'll have that ready, and then that can go in. And then I'll probably also do a little bit of sandblasting, because I wanted to start with that, but then we got a call from Spartan about the new project. So yeah, that is maybe what I'm going to do, is maybe some sandblasting. I might actually do a bit of Bondo work if there's any dents, and yeah, we'll also do a little bit of primer. Might strip off the trim and stuff like that a bit, but yeah, I'm not going to go too crazy. But I think that is going to be a wrap for this episode. So thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate every view, every like. And also, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. I will appreciate it very much. Let me just see if I can get the floor jack out here. Alright, and that is cheerio.